This is your Solana Daily Debrief. It's the 26th of July. Let's dive into some news. Bitcoin up 5%. ETH still like struggling, to be honest, up 2.4%. And then Sol is up 6%. So, you know what? Just unrelated to specifically this, but I'm seeing a couple of people on my timeline that are converting their ETH into Sol. Now, of course, generally that's deemed a taxable event, so you'll have to check in your local kind of tax area. For me, it's not, but I'm considering doing that myself because I just see there's too much upside in Sol. Of course, that's not financial advice. Bitcoin Magazine has this. So RFK Jr., Michael Saylor, Senator Cynthia Lummis, and Edward Snowden will speak at the Bitcoin conference today. Are you excited? So I'm not sure what time this is all happening, but I'm sure you'll be able to see it online. Also, if you click here, you can see like day one live streaming. I mean, it's for 8 hours, but I would imagine there'll be some decent clips out there, which would be really, really cool. If you click here, you can see the live stream. So I imagine day 2 will be here, but probably there's going to be some more decent clips on YouTube. If you're into BTC, if you want to hear what these people say, go check them out. Here's another clip. So RFK Jr. said, I have most of my wealth in Bitcoin. I'm fully committed. The person isn't really like going to be the president or anything like that. It doesn't have that kind of popularity. But still, you know, it's changing of the tide. It's good to see. Now, Trader Fred, who I don't typically follow his calls, like he was pretty good like in August last year. He had this really great period where he just absolutely dominated. Maybe he's still got it pinned. Yep. Secured a huge amount. And then since then, I haven't seen anything crazy. But then again, you know, I'm not actively following what his calls are. But he's just looking at this because it kind of aligns with my vision that we're going to be over $200 soon. So maybe this is a time, not any trading advice, but maybe this is a time that you want to start buying some spot Sol and just staking it with validator.com. Let it run up for you. Now, Ethereum ETF flows. These have, we've been seeing money flow out of the ETH ETF. This is supposed to be very, very bullish. And the thing is, it's quite crazy because ETH is used on all these different layer 2s and the actual ecosystem is massive. And this is why some people get upset if I compare Sol to ETH. Because, you know, layer 1 versus layer 1, they say, well, you should cover all of the EVMs. And if I did that, then of course, the EVMs completely annihilate Solana. They're all in the Ethereum ecosystem, but at the end of the day, there's just friction between all the blockchains. And they have less and less friction, but there's friction. Decent amount. Either way, I'm just surprised to see that money's flowing out. And I just don't think that it's going to run as hard as people were expecting. So I think like 10K for one ETH is kind of the max. Maybe it goes a little bit higher, but you know, when people are calling for like 15, 20K, just don't see it happening. Next bit of news is from Jupiter. So the ecosystem token API and standard. This more relates to anyone that's building anything or any devs, but basically there are different endpoints that you've been using in the past that have now been updated. All the information is here, but this is going to give you a lot more information and hopefully this will give you better integration for your whatever your app is. Cindy from the Drift team says how it started. Drift as a perps DEX, great. How it's going. Drift as perps, spot, borrow, lend, swaps with a prediction market coming for the most historical US election season yet. So this is kind of becoming a bit of a mega dApp, which is good for them. Sad for the people that are working on prediction markets themselves, like hedgehog markets, and something that I'm not going to get involved with, like any of these kind of prediction markets. But they do, you know, that if you have alpha on it, they do give you a plus EV situation if you want to take a bet either side. So good work there. Also, Drift has announced the Drift Foundation Grants Program. So this is the criteria. If you want to go and apply for a grant, you can. You can do content sponsorship. So maybe I could go and put something in for content. We will see. Either way, this is here. Think about it if you want to try and improve Drift. Next bit of news, Palau to become the first sovereign nation to issue legal identity on Solana. So Palau is in the Pacific Ocean. It's a country. If we kind of pull up a map, I can show you where it is. It was featured in Step Finance. They had like a documentary on it. So here's Palau, and here's Papua New Guinea, and here's Australia. For those that are not familiar with geography, I wouldn't expect you to know where this is. Philippines, Palau. It's a tiny nation. And one of the reasons why they're doing this is because they're trying to bring in more forms of income. So exactly how this works, or if you can get an identity there and reduce your taxes, I don't think any of that's necessarily possible. They do have some sort of residency agreement for Web3 nomads. You don't have to live there, but you can kind of be registered there. For more information on this, we can click down here. I have no idea how this is going to work. And in some ways, I don't necessarily think that it's useful. But I mean, every builder should try and build something new. And if this works, good, 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 good. Next bit of news, Parcel governance. Voting is live for Parcel stakers. This is just a test proposal. So go and do this. It's connected via Realms, and just go and vote on this. I'm unsure if you're going to get any extra rewards, but you do want to try and shape the protocols that you hold tokens for, of course. We have some other unfortunate news from DGen News. I'm making a short tutorial that will be on the Jupiter channel, all about just splitting up your orders so you don't have crazy price impact. But this is just insane to see. So someone went and swapped 1 million WIF for Moo in one transaction. Thought that was a smart thing to do, and they lost half of their value, more than half their value. And that gets absorbed by liquidity providers, MEV bots, and then as an example, if you're staking with Validate.com, if we process that block, we get a tip, and then 92% of the actual tip from the MEV traders, they go to the people that are staking. Either way, the actionable is, if you've got some serious money, great, congratulations. Split up your order. Like, if you went and did 20 transactions, you would probably have lost such a tiny amount, maybe like $15,000, $20,000. Instead, you've lost $1.3 million. Next bit of news is this, and I want to definitely cover this because, well, I'll show you why shortly. Marginfi, Dumpy.fun, and DeFi Tuner are trying to introduce leverage meme trading with shorting. So will shorting end the meta? Why I mention this is because this post here, performance per slog, this is a change from the all-time high. So, I mean, I haven't heard of a lot of these, right? But these are all like celebrity tokens. They're just down 99%, most of them. Even the one that's just been put in, properly. We don't know if this one was actually released by Barron Trump, by the way. So, wouldn't really include that in the list. But Iggy's the only one that's actually trying to push things up. Everything else is just absolute rubbish. You get in, you get out, and quite often you're going to lose a whole lot of money. So that's really, really bad. So if we have a way of shorting these things, we'll be in profit for sure. So the beta launches for Dumpy.fun on the 30th. You can go read the white paper if you're keen. Next bit of news, airdrops. So we've moved on, from one airdrop to the other. And I personally don't like to airdrop farm because I don't see there's a crazy amount of value in it. But I do think using a DApp that you like and claiming points and using it a little bit more to try and get more of an allocation of a token is worthwhile. The thing with airdrops, and this probably needs its own video, is you jump in and you think you're doing well, but then there's a Sybil there that's really organized with, 50 different Discords, 50 different Twitters, 50 different wallets that have been put in such a way that they don't look like they're actually connected to each other. And then they have bots doing everything. And I will do a separate video on this, but most of the time, you're not going to earn as much as you think. The days of getting a massive JTO allocation or something like that, they're over. There may be the occasional one that slips through though. Either way, if you like something, it's worth it. So I don't know what this is, you can look it at, but Flash Trade, cool. Adstraya Finance, use Lulo, DeFi Carrot, super early. I don't think Phoenix Trade is going to do a token, by the way. So, you could check it out, but this is more for traders. Armada, maybe. Either way, here are some projects that you may want to go and use. Personally, go and use something that you like and that you want to use, and then if you have conviction in it, use it more and maybe you'll be rewarded. Here's an update regarding Star Atlas. They plan to airdrop 2.5 million crew members to current ship holders on August 9th. The snapshot will be on August 8th. I will not be buying any ships. I mean, of course, I want this game to succeed, but because it's been, years in the making and it'll be many years more, I'm not bullish for it. I know some people will be upset by this. That's fine. Like, if you're bullish, then that's your conviction, go for it. So I'm not saying in any way to go buy a ship because I will not be. But if you like this game, if you like what they're building, just keep in mind there's a snapshot here. Maybe they have to be unlisted. I don't know. Check it out in their Discord. Quickly here to Crate Run. Just a reminder, if you're going in with Crate Run now, you do have to deposit a decent amount of capital, like probably 10K in order to get boosts. So I'm going to go and open these. We'll just see if we win anything. I haven't been too lucky with my crates, even though this is something that a lot of people will not be jumping into because we're kind of late to the party. I am very, very bullish on them. And the thesis on why is it makes sense to me. It makes complete sense to me. Kane is very, very smart, an absolute OG. And I definitely think that you need to keep this on your radar and participate. I don't necessarily think that you're going to win anything, but maybe. Okay, so I've got $1,000 boost, cool, $500 boost, and a patron ticket. So this gives me another ticket here to potentially win a patron NFT or the ability to actually buy one. So we'll stake that and we'll go on to the next thing. Now, next up, we've got this meme coin. So this is SCF, and this has been plastered onto my radar, and it came to me at this point, so I would be up about 200%, but I didn't buy any because like this new curve is, and I don't want to offend anyone by using this word, but this is the word being used. This is the autistic vibe that people are going for. Something so crazy that it's just doesn't make any sense. And I feel that will run for a certain amount of time and then it won't run. Having said that, like, you know, it wouldn't have been a bad idea to buy some and just to take some profits. Or you can hold with conviction if you have a whole lot of conviction. The token is smoking chicken fish. And absolutely nuts. Now money's coming in. It looks as though there's some Asians getting involved, judging just by this timeline. I've seen a couple of tweets in Chinese characters or whatever. So, you know, maybe that's been spread throughout Weibo or different social medias like Line or something that we're not seeing actively on Twitter. I'm just not sure. I'm just putting it on your radar. If you want to do your research into this, I don't like it. But those that are feeling an autistic kind of vibe is how I've been described, they're liking this. And anyone that has autism in the family, please don't be offended. I don't want to use this word. I'm just telling the thesis that people are using. These are degening. This is part of crypto. The final update I'll give is on the Send coin. So if you have a Send coin NFT, you can now go and get rid of it or burn it for tokens. So I've got some Send coins here and they're worth 88 cents. The snapshot was already taken, so you can't go and buy one and do anything with it. And I want to say just completely publicly that I think I'm going to stop covering Sendcoin unless they do anything decent. The reason for this is because they mucked up things. They had a huge amount of community support and they just destroyed it. The team behind it is Earthrun and others. Earthrun's from Cubic, and it makes me very bearish. I have given him plenty of feedback, and he understands it. But basically, what they did is they did a pre-sale, and they didn't transparently mention that. They then had a huge amount of volume with their NFTs. These went to like 0.6 Sol, which is fine. Like you can't control degeneracy. Let's actually go and use this blink and do it. By the way, Solflare, you can now use blinks. So you come into Solflare, here, security and privacy, Solana actions, enable Solana actions. So we'll check eligibility and we'll claim. So I've got 3 in here and I'm going to get 1800 send and approve. Now, I'm unsure if I'm still going to get more from Streamflow Finance in the future. So what we can do is we can just open this up and we can connect. Either way, this had the chance to be something really special, and it just, like, it really had community support, and then it just didn't do well because the people that were the most active people, the NFT buyers, they were not looked after. Now, of course, with a token, there has to be some value behind it, or it has to be a meme coin. There has to be some desire for people to hold it, and I don't really see this happening. Okay, so this has been set up with Streamflow. I've gone and grabbed my tokens. I don't know if there are more tokens to unlock. No. All right, so that's that. In here with my send, I have $9.39 worth of send. So send was probably one of my worst ideas, most researched, missing a key bit of information, and it absolutely just failed. So I'm just going to go and swap it for Sol. That's really all I want to do with it. If you like send, great. I do like blinks. I like that they want to build out the blinks, but they mucked up things, and I don't think you can recover. Now with the Send coin, it's gone down massively in value just from like not even the crazy tops. So away we go. I'm done, completely done with Send. If it does well for someone in the future, congratulations. But that's me. I'm out of Send. The final bit of news, Greed is a validator, Greed Academy. And if you go and stake and lock up some Sol there, from next week, there'll be lessons. And if you do the lessons, you'll be earning some of the rewards. So you may want to do this. If you just go and lock the Sol, you will not be getting the same amount of rewards as someone that locks Sol and does the lessons. So of course, I want you to stake with Validate.com, but you can stake different amounts with different validators. It's about an ecosystem. Of course, just most of it with Validator.com. Please. Anyway, you come here, you stake it. It's going to be locked. You'll be locking your funds. You have to lock before July 29th, and they'll be locked until breakpoint. So just keep in mind, you will be locking the Sol. You will not be able to sell it. Then from next week, this will become available, and then you can follow them on Twitter and you can go and do different education things in order to get more rewards. You'll get those rewards, as far as I understand, come breakpoint. Now your actionables. Michael Saylor and Senator Cynthia, they have a speech with the Bitcoin conference. DCA into Sol and BTC, if you're bullish on them. You can vote for the first Parcel test proposal if you have actual Parcel tokens. And watch my breakpoint video. I'm releasing one today. I want people to get to breakpoint. Watch it. Infinex crates, get amongst it. I've got plenty of tutorials and stuff on that. And maybe convert your Sender NFTs to tokens. Airdrop Actionables, farm Magic Eden diamonds. And what I mean here is if you're going to buy NFTs, maybe you want to actually use Magic Eden to get some more diamonds. If it's a better price on Tensor, go for it. But if there's a diamond opportunity, this will result in some sort of token allocation. Look out for potential upcoming airdrop projects. So as an example, by following Fabiano. And with Star Atlas, I'm not doing this, but if you hold a ship by August 8th snapshot, then you're going to get some crew members dropped to you. Finally, you can use beast.flash.trade if you want to try out a perps dex that will maybe give you some sort of token allocation in the future. That's all for today. Catch you tomorrow.